Greetings and welcome to Magic with Tamala Farron. Today we're going to have a bit of a chat. I think it's time. One of the things that I was asked recently on my group on Facebook was sharing tools. And I said, okay, what do you mean by sharing tools? Well, how do we gift a tool that we've used to somebody else? How does that work? And I said, well, you know what? You cleanse it, you infuse it with energy from the full moon, and once it's cleared of your energy and it is systematically ready to hand off to somebody else, then feel free. And that person will also cleanse it and do everything all over again just to make sure their energy is embedded in that tool. And another person said, you shouldn't share tools. Get your own. And I said, that's not fair. In my coven, if somebody has extra tools that they no longer use, it is a waste to throw them out. Absolute waste. And I'm sorry, but in my belief structure, waste is not wanted. So I had told you before about this, where we have a table that we set up at either festivals or gathering nights, and anybody can bring anything that they no longer want to use, whether it's tarot cards, oracle cards, cauldrons, wands, anything and everything. Whatever they're trying to get rid of, put it on the table and let everybody else take a good look and see if there's something there that catches their eye and they want to use. It's called being smart, because not everybody can afford to go out and buy a $50 athame. People can't afford cauldrons. People can barely afford food right now. I mean, bills are extraordinary. So why not help each other out rather than throwing it away and being wasteful? Environmentally, it is better for our planet if we reuse things. So why not share? Why not? Now, another thing that I was asked that connected to this was, when you go into an antique store or a thrift store or a yard sale and you see something that's absolutely beautiful, what do you do? Do you want to bring it home? Or do you just kind of walk away from it because you don't want to bring the energies home with it? Let me tell you a story. First of all, if you're a practicing witch, if there's anything negative on that, you'll know right away. And that is what makes it so special. You hold something, you connect, see what it, if there is something connected to it and it is negative, you have the right to put it back down and walk away. But if it's something that you feel maybe was treasured or loved by somebody else, that's a plus. That's a positive thing. You bring it home, you clean it, clean it as normally, and then you cleanse it spiritually, and then you charge it. and you bless it and you bestow it upon your altar or where you wanted it. Just put it for safe. But there is nothing wrong with picking up a 100-year-old cauldron and bringing it home. I've got a couple. There is nothing wrong with picking up a bell or a goblet or something, a chalice, something that just called out to you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no difference in that than sharing stones. If you are buying somebody a stone, or if you've got extra stones and you're giving them away, there is nothing different. Person's got to clear them. Person's going to charge them and use them for their magic. Same thing. So my advice to you is, yeah, share. Because we tend to find things as we grow in our spirituality and we become collectors. Guilty? And don't laugh at me. And after a while, there are some things that you sit there and you go, I'm never going to use that again. Maybe I can give it to somebody who can. And that's where you have the table of wants. So you have everyone place something on the table, and some people will come and bring a box. Okay, I found this in my basement. I don't want it. Who wants it? And it can be earthen bowls, and it can be all sorts of candle holders and all sorts of stuff. And people that can't afford it will be really happy to have the extra. I know there were times where I didn't have the extra money for things, and I was gifted stuff. It meant a lot to me. And that's something that you should continue, so that it's not just you getting something, but you're passing it on to somebody else by giving something that you've got a couple things of. It can be as simple as a bag of herbs, and it can be as simple as a second broom. It can be as simple as bells that you started collecting for your altar, and all of a sudden you ended up with like 20 bells, and you're like, I don't want all of these, so I'm going to put 3 or 4 on the table tonight. See if anybody wants them. It's a part of being a family, and that's what a coven is a very strong, connected, spiritual family. You're not there to stab each other in the back. You're there to support and raise each other up. You are family. And that's what family is supposed to do, help one another. And it really bestows a connected feeling when people are sharing. There is a true love energy there, and people feel grateful, and in all honesty, it makes you feel good that you made somebody happy too. Now that's not what you're doing it for, but when you see somebody smiling and happy they got something, you can't help but have a little happiness too. and that's okay. That works. But like I said, it doesn't have to be throw it away or bury it and leave it in the ground. Why not use it and give others a chance to enjoy? So yeah, I do believe in gifting things. It's the way I was brought up. It's the way I brought my kids up. It's the way I work my coven. So yeah, that's my view on it. And well, if you have a different view, put it down below. But I do believe that anybody receiving a tool has to cleanse it anyways and get rid of the old energy out of it anyways. So if that's the case, do it. But if there's something negative, you're working with something and you feel a negativity to it, and you've cleansed it and cleansed it and cleansed it, and it still feels bad, yeah, bury that sucker. Get rid of it, because you don't want to add that to somebody else. But you shouldn't be using it either. So that would be the one possible reason. Otherwise, yeah, it's a good thing. I have more videos coming up. Please click like and subscribe. And have a wonderful weekend. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it finally feels like fall. I will never complain. Blessed be.